Hello and welcome to Just Say It, the podcast that helps you speak English with confidence. In this episode, we'll learn how to describe people, objects, and places using simple adjectives. You'll practice phrases like he's tall, she's funny, and it's a quiet place. Ready to make your English more colorful? Let's get started.
Close your eyes for just a second. Imagine you're biting into a sweet apple.
Mm-hmm.
Feel that smooth, cool skin, the crisp crunch, that burst of juicy flavor.
I can almost taste it.
Right. Or picture a sparkling diamond, catching the light, facets flashing. Brilliant and hard.
Okay.
What just happened there in your mind? Those incredibly vivid images, those sensory things, they were conjured up by specific words.
Words designed for exactly that.
Exactly. Words designed to bring things to life, make them leap off the page or, out of the conversation.
Little bits of magic, really.
Totally. And today we're taking a closer look at those, indispensable tools that paint these pictures, that bring precision and vividness to our language.
We're talking about adjectives.
We are talking about adjectives. And look, this isn't just about dusting off old grammar rules.
No, definitely not.
It's really about mastering the art of description, sharpening your observational skills, and, ultimately becoming a more informed, a more articulate,
and more impactful communicator.
Yeah.
In pretty much everything you do.
Exactly.
So our mission today in this exploration is really to unpack how adjectives truly work.
Get under the hood a bit.
Yeah. We'll look into the different types, understand their precise placement and order in sentences.
Which can be tricky.
It can be, yeah. And the goal is to equip you with the insights you need to use them to add, incredible detail and clarity to your communication.
It's not just knowing what they are, right? It's about making your words way more potent, more memorable.
Precisely. Making them work for you.
And to bring this all together, we've meticulously compiled insights from some really comprehensive language guides. We've got material from places like 7ESL, Cursa, English for Everyone.
Cambridge English, TalkPal as well.
Right, and we've also woven in perspectives on, effective language teaching from Grade University, just to give you a really well-rounded view.
Yeah, we pulled together some fantastic sources to make this analysis as informative and hopefully as actionable as possible.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the absolute basics then. If we strip away all the complexities, what is the fundamental role of an adjective in language? Like, what is it at its very core?
Well, at its heart, an adjective is a word that describes or modifies a noun. Simple as that, really.
Describes or modifies. Okay.
Yeah, it adds characteristics or qualities. It just makes that noun more specific, more tangible, more concrete in your mind.
Ah.
It's the word that answers those crucial questions like what kind or which one or maybe how many of a noun. It just paints a clearer picture of whatever you're talking about.
That's a really neat way to put it. And you feel the difference immediately, don't you?
Oh, definitely.
Like if I just say, I saw a dog.
Okay. Factual.
Factual, sure, but it's remarkably generic, isn't it? Doesn't give you much to visualize.
Nope. Could be anything. A poodle, a beagle.
Right. A golden retriever, a chihuahua, even like a cartoon dog. It's just a general dog blob.
A dog blob. I like that.
But now if I add an adjective, even just one, think about the transformation. I saw a fluffy dog.
Okay. Instantly different.
How does that one word, fluffy, immediately change the image? You're no longer just seeing any dog.
No, you're picturing something specific. Maybe a sheepdog or,
Right.
a poodle. Something with texture.
Exactly. A playful poodle, a majestic husky, a gentle sheepdog. That one word suddenly creates a much clearer, more defined, and kind of emotionally resonant picture for you, the listener.
It's an instant upgrade to clarity. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And this is a really crucial insight. Adjectives aren't just, decorative bits you sprinkle in if you feel like it.
Like fancy trim.
Right. They are absolute fundamental to creating clear, precise, detailed sentences.
Okay.
They let us move from those general statements, the dog blobs, to specific, vivid pictures. They cut down ambiguity. They boost comprehension.
Without them, language would be so bland.
Incredibly bland. Yeah. Utilitarian, maybe?
Yeah.
And frankly, quite boring. They provide that vital layer of information that allows for, true understanding and imaginative engagement.
Makes communication just way more efficient, too.
Absolutely. Saves words, prevents misunderstanding.
It really is the difference between, hearing a flat report and experiencing a captivating story.
Mm-hmm.
And their power goes beyond just simple description, right? They have other jobs they do in the language.
Yeah, several distinct and vital functions. things we might not always fully appreciate.
Okay, so what else are they doing for us?
Well, beyond describing, which is, as you said, the most common function.
Adding details about appearance, size, color, texture.
Exactly. Like a red ball or a rough surface. Those words directly tell us what kind of thing we're dealing with, engaging our senses.
Got it. So that's describing. What about identifying? How's that different?
Identifying is more about distinguishing. Adjectives can help make it crystal clear which specific noun you mean, especially when there are several options.
Picking one out of a crowd.
Precisely. Imagine you're in a busy room, lots of people. Just saying the man might be confusing.
Right. Which man?
Exactly. But if you specify the tall man versus the short man, that adjective immediately singles out one specific individual. It's an identifier. Helps you zero in.
So it narrows down the possibilities, avoids confusion. Makes sense. And quantifying. That sounds like it's about numbers, but maybe more.
Yes, exactly, more. Adjectives can indicate the quantity or amount of a noun. Sometimes it's very specific, giving an exact number like 1 apple or 2 books.
Straightforward?
But they can also be more general, indicating a non-specific amount. Think of words like many people, few ideas, several reasons.
Okay, so even general amounts count as quantifying.
Yes, because even those general words are still modifying the noun by telling us something about its quantity. They give a sense of scale or scope, even if it's not precise.
What's really fascinating here is how all these functions, describing, identifying, quantifying, they connect so directly to making communication efficient.
Totally.
Like a single well-chosen adjective can pack in so much information. It might otherwise take a whole clause or, a lengthy explanation.
It saves words, prevents misinterpretation, enhances understanding, makes sentences much more concise and impactful.
It's like a communication shortcut to clarity. Streamlines the whole message.
A very elegant shortcut.
Okay, this is where things get, really interesting. Adjectives don't just describe things broadly. They let us paint incredibly detailed, nuanced pictures, especially when it comes to people.
Oh, yeah.
How do they help us do that? Build that mental image of someone's physical appearance with such precision.
Well, the English language has this extensive, almost, overwhelming array of adjectives just for describing physical attributes.
Right.
We can go from broad, general impressions right down to super specific features.
Like what? Give us some examples for general appearance.
Okay, for general appearance, you've got a huge vocabulary. Words like attractive, beautiful, handsome, stunning, gorgeous, pretty, cute.
Lots of positive ones there.
Mostly, yeah. But also things like lovely, elegant, charming, striking, radiant, dashing, sophisticated, exquisite, alluring, even fashionable, trendy, stylish, classy.
Wow, okay.
So you could say something like, her smile was beautiful and it just lit up the entire room.
Nice.
Or he was a handsome man with, chiseled features and piercing blue eyes. These words give an immediate, holistic, often kind of emotionally charged impression.
I noticed some sources might list words like funny under general appearance. Is that quite right? Seems more like personality.
That's a fantastic observation, and it really highlights a crucial subtlety, doesn't it?
Yeah.
While funny can describe a person, you're right, it's typically about their personality or demeanor, not their physical looks.
Okay.
Like, John was a funny guy who always had a joke. That's clearly of his character, his humor.
Not his face shape.
Exactly. So while adjectives are versatile, and some can overlap depending on context, it's really important to consider their primary meaning to be precise. Choose the word that avoids any ambiguity.
Clarity is key. Got it. What about describing age? How specific can we get beyond just young or old?
Oh, the vocabulary for age is also remarkably rich. You can get very precise. Think about infant, toddler, child, adolescent, teenager, young adult, middle-aged, senior citizen, elderly, even octogenarian or centenarian.
Very specific stages.
Right. And beyond those, you could use more descriptive, evocative terms, things that speak to appearance or vitality, like youthful, ageless, mature, spry.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. Or venerable, timeless, aged, long-lived, even ancient.
So you could say?
Well, the young boy was bursting with energy, eyes wide with curiosity. Or at the other end, the elderly woman had a gentle, knowing smile and kind eyes that reflected a lifetime of experience. Each word choice paints a really different picture.
It really does. And their build. How do we talk precisely about someone's physique?
Again, a broad spectrum. You could use well-built for a strong frame, plump or chubby for a fuller figure, thin or skinny for very lean.
Okay.
Then you've got slim or petite for a delicate small frame, athletic for someone clearly fed, Stocky for broad and solid. Lanky for tall and thin. Stout for solid and heavy set. Yeah, curvy for pronounced curves. Or slender for gracefully thin. Lots of options.
So you could describe, say, an athlete as...
You could say they had a well-built physique with strong, defined muscles and a toned body. Shows the result of training.
Right. Or a dancer.
A dancer might have a slim, agile figure with taut muscles and inherent grace. Each word really conveys a distinct physical image and often hints at a lifestyle, too.
Yeah, it does. And height. Seems simple, but are there more descriptive terms than just tall or short?
Well, short, medium height, and tall are definitely the most common, yeah. Universally understood.
Yeah.
But you can add nuance. For someone delicately small, petite works well. For someone unusually tall and thin, lanky is good.
Okay.
If you're talking about maybe unusually short growth, you might use stunted or stumpy, though those carry, more specific connotations. Need to be careful with those.
Right, so example.
The basketball player was exceptionally tall, a towering figure. Or the little girl was quite petite with tiny feet. These give a clearer visual than just saying tall or short.
It's really impressive the level of detail from just one word. Let's get even more granular. Specific facial features, eyes, face shape, nose, mouth, lips, ears. Give us some compelling examples there.
Absolutely. Let's start with eyes. You go way beyond just color, like blue, brown, green, hazel, gray.
Right.
Then size and shape. Small, big, round, oval, almond-shaped. And their quality or expression. Bright, shining, sparkling, expressive, alluring, mesmerizing, striking, intense, soulful, even hooded.
What?
You could even use bespectacled if they wear glasses.
So you could say.
Her eyes were a bright, captivating shade of blue with a hint of green. Or maybe his eyes were a striking oval shape with long, dark lashes. The right adjective makes the eyes really speak.
And the face shape.
The face itself, described by its overall shape. Round, oval, square, long, heart-shaped, diamond-shaped, triangular, maybe square-jawed. So, she had a round face with rosy cheeks. Or, the man had a square face with a strong jawline. Conveys an impression immediately.
What about the nose? That seems like it could have a lot of variation.
It does. For the nose, think profile and shape. Straight, hooked, long, small, turned up.
Turned up, okay.
Aquiline, snub, Roman, button, even bulbous.
So he had a straight nose.
That was perfectly proportioned. Or her nose was turned up slightly at the end, giving her a playful look. Each word conjures a really distinct image.
And mouth and lips. You mentioned a distinction there.
Yeah, you can describe the mouths generally. Large or small, maybe crooked, grinning, gap-toothed, or dimpled. Like his smile was infectious, spreading across a large mouth.
Okay, and then lips specifically.
For lips, their form and fullness.
Yeah.
Full, curved, thin, wide, pursed, bow-shaped, luscious, narrow, pale.
So her lips were full and plump.
Right. Or his lips were thin and pale, often pursed in thought. Gives a very different feel.
And finally, ears. Even ears get described.
They do. You can use terms like small, large, pointed round, flared, attached or detached lobes, prominent, hidden, lobed.
Okay, so like he had large ears that stuck out slightly.
Exactly. Or her ears were small and delicate, almost hidden by her hair. This level of description is just so powerful.
It really is.
It lets you create incredibly specific, memorable portrayals, whether you're writing a character or, just trying to describe someone in conversation, capturing their precise essence.
And this descriptive power isn't just for people, right? It works for objects, places, everything.
Absolutely. Adjectives are equally vital for detailing characteristics of objects, places, abstract concepts. When we talk about basic qualities of everyday things, we rely on common fundamental words.
Like?
Things like big, small, new, old, clean, dirty, expensive, cheap, fast, or slow.
The basics.
Yeah. The elephant is big. Instantly conveys scale. I have a new phone, tells you its condition. The room is clean, describes its state.
They might seem simple, almost basic, but they really are the backbone of everyday description, aren't they?
Totally. Essential for fundamental, unambiguous communication. Let you quickly convey core attributes.
Okay. And beyond just describing appearance or basic qualities, we can classify adjectives in other ways too, right? Based on their function or meaning?
Yes, we can broaden our understanding. We've already touched on quantitative adjectives, the ones indicating quantity or amount.
Right, specific like one or two, or general like many or few.
Exactly. They tell us how much or how many. Crucial for conveying abundance or scarcity.
So they're about numbers and amounts. What other types add different dimensions?
Well, there are demonstrative adjectives. These point out specific nouns and indicate proximity or distance.
Ah, like this and that.
Right. This book or these cars for things nearby. That house or those birds for things further away. They clarify exactly which item you mean. Takes away ambiguity.
Super helpful for directing attention. And then possessive adjectives sound like they show ownership.
That's exactly what they do. Possessive adjectives unequivocally show ownership. Words like my car, your idea, his jacket, her bag, its color, our team, their plan.
Tells you who it belongs to.
Directly. Establishes those clear relationships.
Okay. And the last type mentioned in the sources, interrogative adjectives. Sounds like questions.
You got it. Interrogative adjectives are used to ask questions about a noun. Words like which color, what time, whose turn.
Ah, so they always come right before the noun in the question.
Yes, always immediately followed by a noun. They're integral to forming a question, seeking specific info about that noun.
So looking at all these types, descriptive, quantitative, demonstrative, possessive, interrogative, it really broadens the picture, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It shows adjectives aren't just for painting pictures. They have these multifaceted roles in clarifying, pointing things out, establishing ownership, even asking questions. They're incredibly versatile.
So we've got all these amazing words for description. We know their functions, their categories, but where do we actually put them in a sentence?
Right. Placement.
Yeah, it can sometimes feel a bit like a puzzle, can't it? If you don't quite grasp the rules.
It can seem that way, but there are actually very clear, consistent patterns in English. The most common one, the one we probably think of first, is that adjectives typically come before the noun they modify.
The attributive position.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you'd instinctively say the tall man, a new dress, a red shirt.
Okay.
And a key thing about English here, unlike lots of other languages, is that the adjective doesn't change form. It doesn't need to agree with the noun's gender or number.
Ah, right. So it's always a tall man and two tall men.
Always. Never talls men or anything like that. It simplifies things quite a bit.
Definitely a plus for English. But sometimes they don't come before the noun, do they?
No, they don't always. That's where linking verbs come into play. We touched on this with predicative adjectives.
Right. Verbs like be, seem, look, feel.
Exactly. Adjectives can be placed after these linking verbs. These verbs connect the subject of the sentence to a description of the subject.
So instead of the delicious cake is,
You'd say, the cake is delicious, or he seems happy, the sky looks blue, the town is busy, he is annoyed, the dress is long.
ah, okay. So the adjective still describes the subject, but its position is different. Does that change the meaning or emphasis at all?
Sometimes subtly. It can add a sense of a current state or a perceived quality rather than just an inherent characteristic. It gives flexibility in how you structure the sentence and where the emphasis falls.
So the two main patterns are directly before the noun or after a linking verb connecting back to the subject.
Those are the core patterns, yeah. Understanding those makes it much easier to spot them and use them effectively.
Okay, now, this is where language gets really fascinating and sometimes feels like magic, or maybe just intuition for native speakers.
Ah, you mean adjective order.
Exactly. When you use multiple adjectives to describe one noun, English speakers follow this very specific order. It's not random at all.
No, definitely not random.
Yep.
And if you get it wrong, the sentence just sounds, well, wrong. Clunky.
Yeah, awkward. Un-English, almost. It just feels off, even if you can't immediately say why. So what's the secret? What's the logic behind this order?
Well, the first and probably most crucial distinction is between fact adjectives and opinion adjectives.
Okay, fact versus opinion.
Right. Fact adjectives tell you something objective about the noun, qualities most people would agree on, things like age, color, nationality, material shape, size.
Like a red car. That's a fact, it's red.
Exactly. Objective.
Hmm.
Now, opinion adjectives. They describe what someone thinks or feels about something. They're subjective.
Makes sense.
And we can even break those down a bit further. There are general opinion adjectives like nice or good that can describe lots of different things.
Broadly applicable.
Yeah, and then specific opinion adjectives, which usually only describe certain types of things, like friendly, usually for people or animals, or delicious for food.
Okay, general and specific opinions. So how does this fact versus opinion thing relate to the order?
The key insight is, opinion adjectives always come before fact adjectives. Generally, yes, in natural English. We state our subjective opinion before we list the objective facts.
Huh. Interesting. Like we're giving our judgment first.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And within opinion, general opinion usually comes before specific opinion.
Okay, so opinion before fact, general before specific, that's a good starting point. But what about all those fact adjectives? Age, color, material.
Yeah.
Is there an order for them too?
Oh, absolutely. There's a full, generally accepted sequence that native speakers follow, often without even realizing it. Usually goes something like this.
Okay, lay it on me.
All right. When you stack them up before a noun, the general order is 1, quantity or number, like threesome. 2, quality or opinion, like beautiful, nice, general before specific. 3, size, like large, tiny.
Yeah.
4, age, like old, new. 5, shape, like round, square. 6, color, like red, blue. 7, origin or nationality, like French, Japanese. 8, material, like wooden, silk. 9, and sometimes purpose, what it's used for, like sleeping bag, running shoes, often an ENG word acting as an adjective.
Wow, that's quite a list. It really is like a secret mental checklist. Can you give us an example that pulls a few of these together?
Sure. Let's take one like, she bought 3 beautiful, large, old, round wooden tables.
Okay, that's a mouthful. Break it down.
Let's do it. 3, that's quantity. Beautiful, quality opinion. Large size, old age, round shape, wooden material.
It closed perfectly like that.
It does. Now imagine trying to say, she bought wooden, round, old, large, beautiful 3 tables.
Ow. Yeah, that just sounds wrong, jarring, completely unnatural.
Exactly. It violates that intuitive flow. The thinking is, maybe we process from most subjective or general down to the most objective or specific physical attributes. Opinion first, then size, age, shape, color, down to the basic material.
It really is like a hidden code.
Oh,
Can we
sure.
get a few more common, maybe simpler examples?
Sure. How about, he's a nice, intelligent young man.
Okay, so nice is general opinion, intelligent, specific opinion, young is age. Yep, fits.
Right. Or, I love your new green dress.
New is age, green is color. Perfect.
And a classic one used for teaching. That's a lovely little china cup.
Lovely opinion, little size china material. It works every time.
It generally does. It's this elegance of this implicit rule that makes English sound natural. Violate it, and it just sounds awkward, hard to follow.
And there's a practical tip about this too, right? About maybe not using all 9 categories at once.
Yes, absolutely. That's crucial for clarity. While that full order exists in everyday speech or writing, you typically don't use more than, say, 3 adjectives in a row before a noun.
Why is that?
It just gets cumbersome, wordy, hard for the listener or reader to process easily. It's usually much more impactful to choose 2 or 3 strong, precise adjectives than to just pile on a load of average ones.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. And also, try to avoid cliches, those adjectives that are so overused they've lost their punch, like awesome or amazing for everything. Find the fresh word.
Good advice. Okay, now let's tackle something else that often trips people up.
I think I know where you're going. The ing versus ed endings.
Bingo! Like boring versus bored. I hear those mixed up all the time. Sometimes with funny results.
Yeah, it's a common point of confusion, but the distinction is actually quite clear once you get it.
So what's the core difference? How can we nail this?
It's fundamentally about cause and effect. Or maybe think of it as what causes a feeling versus who experiences the feeling.
Okay.
Adjectives ending in unning describe the effect something has on others, or they describe the thing that causes the feeling. Think of it as describing the quality of the sorts of the feeling.
So if something is frightening...
It causes fright. It's the thing producing that feeling. The spider is frightening.
Because the spider causes fright.
Exactly. The fireworks are amazing because they cause amazement. The roller coaster was thrilling because it caused thrills. The wasp is annoying because it causes annoyance. The ing form describes the quality of the noun producing the feeling. It's the active cause.
Got it. So the ing is the cause or the source, and then the ened adjectives describe the person or thing that receives that feeling, how someone is affected.
Precisely. Adjectives ending in elid describe how something is affected or how someone feels as a result of something else. It's about experiencing the feeling.
So if the spider is frightening...
Then the man is frightened. He experiences fright because of the spider.
Okay. And if the fireworks are amazing...
She is amazed. She experiences amazement watching them. They were thrilled by the roller coaster. They experienced the thrills. He is annoyed by the wasp. He experiences annoyance.
This distinction is really important then. Getting it wrong can completely change the meaning.
Completely. You could say, I am confused by this confusing problem. Makes sense.
Right. Problem causes confusion. I experience confusion.
But you probably wouldn't say, I am confusing. unless you mean you yourself cause confusion in others.
Very different meaning. Okay, that's super clear now. Signing for the cause and cider for the feeling or effect experience.
Exactly. It's a simple rule, but it clears up a lot of potential ambiguity, allows for much more precise emotional expression.
All right, so we can describe things specifically. We know the order. We've got the ing thing down. What about comparing things? English has a neat system for showing degrees of quality, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. We use comparative and superlative adjectives for that, to show how one thing stands in relation to others.
Okay, let's start with comparatives. What's their job?
Comparative adjectives are used to compare two things, just two. They indicate which one has more or less of a particular quality. They show a difference between two entities.
And how do we form them? Is it always adding er?
Not always, but that's the main way for short words. There are generally 3 rules based on syllable count. For one-syllable adjectives, you usually add
Yeah.
becomes taller, fast becomes faster.
Okay.
For 2-syllable adjectives ending in E, you change the Y to like happy becomes happier, easy becomes easier.
Got it.
And then for longer adjectives, usually 3 or more syllables, or most 2-syllable ones, not ending in E, you use the word more before the adjective. Intelligent becomes more intelligent, beautiful becomes more beautiful.
And you usually follow it with than, right? To show what you're comparing it to.
Exactly. This book is thicker than that one. My car is faster than yours. Or she is more intelligent than her brother. It makes the comparison direct and clear between those two items.
Okay, that covers comparing two things. What if you have 3 or more things and you want to say something is the absolute most of something in that group?
That's where superlative adjectives come in. Superlatives describe the highest degree of equality among 3 or more things. They pick out the top one, the ultimate example within that group for that quality.
And the formation rules are similar to comparatives, just different endings or words.
Very similar logic, yeah. For one-syllable adjectives, you usually add est. Tall becomes tallest, fast becomes fastest.
Okay.
For 2-syllable adjectives ending in is, change y to est. Happy becomes happiest, easy becomes easiest.
Right.
And for the longer adjectives, 3 or more syllables, or most 2-syllable ones not ending in yek, you use most before the adjective. Interesting becomes most interesting. Beautiful becomes most beautiful.
And you generally use the before the superlative, yeah. He is the tallest in the class.
That's right. This is the most interesting movie I've seen all year. And it's really crucial here to remember the irregulars, too.
Ah, like good.
Exactly. Good becomes better, comparative, and best, superlative. And bad becomes worse and worst. There are many, but they're very common, so you just have to learn them.
Right. Good, better, best. Bad, worse, worst. Got it.
These comparative and superlative forms allow for really nuanced comparisons. They add significant depth and precision. You're not just saying something is good, you're saying it's better than something else, or even the best among all options. Essential for complex ideas and clear communication.
Okay, let's sort of pull this together. It seems like there's quite a lot to consider with adjectives. You've got the different types, the placement, that specific order, comparisons, those tricky inged forms. What are some of the common hurdles people face trying to really master them?
Yeah, it can feel like a lot to internalize, can it?
Definitely.
Well, one common hurdle is just the sheer variety. English has a massive vocabulary of adjectives. Understanding the subtle differences, the nuance between big and enormous or pretty and radiant, that takes time and exposure.
Just building that vocabulary.
Right. Another challenge is sometimes confusing them with adverbs or nouns, especially since some words can switch roles depending on context.
Ah.
And yeah, those changing forms for comparative and superlative degrees, especially the irregular ones like good, better, best, can be tricky. It's not just memorizing, it's understanding nuance and usage.
So it's about discerning those subtle shades of meaning and applying them correctly. But despite these hurdles, the effort is really worth it for communicators.
Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt. The reward for understanding and using adjectives effectively is immense. It really elevates your English, writing, and speaking.
How so?
It moves you beyond just stating dry facts.
Yeah.
It lets you paint those vivid, engaging, memorable pictures with your words. Your language becomes richer, more expressive, more persuasive, much more impactful. Whether you're writing an email, giving a presentation, or just telling a story.
It's the difference between bland and captivating.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Between forgettable and resonant.
So knowledge is most valuable when it's applied, right? Especially with language. What are some active ways, some practical activities we can use to make all this adjective knowledge second nature, so it just flows?
Practice is crucial, yeah. Active engagement is key. One really effective activity is simple brainstorming.
Okay.
Challenge yourself. Pick an object, a person, an idea, say tree, and list as many adjectives as you can think of for it in like 2 minutes. Tall, green, leafy, gnarled, ancient, whispering, resilient.
Pushes your vocabulary.
Exactly. Stretches it, makes you explore synonyms, connect words to ideas, strengthens those mental connections.
That sounds like a good warm-up. What else?
A synonym antonym race. Take some common adjectives, find words with similar or opposite meanings. It dramatically expands your vocabulary, yes, but it also really highlights the subtle nuances between words that might seem similar.
Like the difference between big, large, enormous.
Precisely. Nailing that difference refines your descriptions hugely, conveys just the right scale or intensity.
Okay, good one. And for seeing their impact directly in a sentence.
For that, I love sentence expansion. Start with a super basic sentence like, I love coffee.
Okay.
Then expand it, adding more adjectives. I love hot coffee. Then, I love hot, dark coffee. Then, I love hot, dark, freshly brewed coffee.
Keep going.
I love hot, dark, freshly brewed aromatic coffee, especially on a chilly, crisp morning. You literally see and feel the sentence becoming richer, more detailed, more evocative with each adjective.
That really demonstrates their power. What about drilling that tricky adjective order? That needs targeted practice.
Yeah, for that, order games are perfect. Create sentences with the adjectives deliberately out of order, like a wooden, beautiful old table.
And then fix it.
Exactly. Rearrange it to the correct, natural sequence. A beautiful old wooden table. Doing this repeatedly drills the pattern until it becomes intuitive, almost a reflex.
Makes sense. Muscle memory for grammar.
Kinda, yeah. And for something more creative, maybe visual.
Yeah.
Try adjective Pictionary. Draw a picture representing an adjective like a heavy for others to guess. Or simpler, just look around your room right now. Describe an object using as many varied, precise adjectives as possible.
So instead of just, that's a chair.
You might say, that's an old, sturdy, well-worn wooden chair with a chipped, peeling green paint finish and a comfortable-looking cushion.
Pushes you to observe and find the right words.
Exactly. These activities make you actively engage. It makes the learning stick way better than just reading definitions. Helps internalize it so it becomes fluent, automatic usage.
Letting your language soar, as you said earlier.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
By really getting familiar with these tools, you move beyond just stating facts. You gain this remarkable ability to paint full, memorable pictures, allowing your language to truly connect and resonate.
It's about achieving that precision and vividness in every sentence, elevating your communication.
Precisely.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, the listener, as you navigate information, as you consume content, as you craft your own messages?
Well, it means you now have, hopefully, a much deeper appreciation for these real workhorse words in our language. Every single time you describe something, a person, a place, an event, an idea, you have this incredible toolkit available. And you can choose. Choose to be precise. Choose to be evocative. Choose to simply be clearer, depending on your intent, your message. This understanding lets you not just consume information passively, but really dissect it. See how others are crafting their messages.
And build your own more effectively.
Exactly. With greater intention, greater impact, and honestly greater persuasive power.
So here's a thought to leave you with. As you go about your day, maybe try to actively listen for and identify the adjectives at work, in conversations, in articles, even in ads.
What picture are they trying to paint?
Yeah. What picture are they trying to paint for you? And how effectively are they doing it? How subtly? Or maybe how obviously?
And then the flip side.
And then the flip side,
Right.
Armed with this sharpened understanding, how will you use adjectives? How will you make your own communication more colorful, more compelling, more precise? And ultimately just more impactful in every interaction.
We really do encourage you to actively notice and, more importantly, experiment with adjectives in your daily life. They truly are the unsung heroes of vivid expression.
Maybe start small.
Absolutely. Today, just add one extra well-chosen descriptive word to a sentence you speak or write. See what happens. See the difference it makes in how your message lands and how it's remembered.
Great job. Now you know how to use adjectives to describe people and things in English. Keep practicing by describing your friends, your favorite place, or even the weather around you. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below. How would you describe yourself in 3 words? Thanks for listening to Just Say It. See you in the next episode.